Hi, my name is Tylee.
Hi, what's up? I'm Nathan.
I'm Zaina.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Catherine. We are Team 23, and we're going to be talking about government and public affairs.
The government has played a pivotal role in forming what public relations is today. Ever since early on, the government has recognized that the use of public relations is resourceful to getting a message across. Throughout wars and several political events, the government has learned to refine making citizens feel comfortable and see things a certain way. Additionally, through public relations, the role of press secretary was formed, and the government was able to recognize how essential this practice is to a functioning society.
Both public affairs and public relations aim to build relationship with the public, but their values and goals are different. Public affairs relates to the matters that concern the public directly. This may include legislation, creating new policies, and public administration. The work by public affairs encourages community involvement and aims for positive feedback through news outlets. Public relations focuses on a company's direct relationship with the public. PR firms strengthen the relationship by implementing marketing and campaigning policies or through press releases. Public relations is often regarded as an extension of the advertising department, as being a professional in the field requires the ability to grab the public's attention.
There's two functions of PR used in government. The first one is lobbying, which is an attempt to influence legislative and regulatory decisions in government. What are barriers to effective government public affairs? The first one is questionable credibility, which is basically when the credibility source is not trustworthy. The second is public apathy, which is when the task to serve all the interests of the public is too difficult to maintain. So in order to get the government's approval, you would have to serve everyone as well. And only a few citizens are able to voice their opinions, which may not represent what others want. The last is legislative hostility, which is when government actions by some entities is not always trustful.
Public relations is seen as a way to promote and grow activity between the government and the community. But when the government does it, it is seen as a bad thing. When it's done by nonprofits and businesses, it's seen as a good thing. They use titles like public information officers, public information specialists, public affair managers, and public affair officers instead of using the term public relations.
The field of public affairs incorporates government relations with the public. Oftentimes, through media communication, this field requires issue management skills and emphasizes social and corporate responsibility. Strategic communication strategy is also used in order to plan a course of action necessary to build and maintain a strong mutually beneficial relationship with stakeholders. Practitioners strive to maintain a positive reputation and stay transparent with the public.
An important idea also to keep in mind with public affairs is how this affects the public. There's officials and lawmakers who make legislation for organizations and other businesses, and a lot of the times you can miss that, or it cannot be communicated well to the public. And so the idea is that the public affairs unit would be able to bridge that gap between the public and the government, or the public and the organizations, which is otherwise an unresponsive organization would be able to have public affairs let the public in on what they're doing and what else is going on in the day-to-day laws and new guidelines that they're bringing in. Also, a part of this is they're trying to protect the corporate brand. Companies need to have some public affairs to shift the mindset if something is going wrong, or if there's a problem within the organization. They are able to identify and address it and explain pretty much what's going on. Now the public has insight to that, which helps both of them have a mutual understanding of one another, which otherwise before is non-existent.